Okay, it's Christmas time, and you know if you have a fisherman in your family, that's probably the hardest person ever to buy a gift for. Every little gift is so specific to what area of the country you're in, which way you fish, what you already have. Most fishermen anyway, if they want something, they go out and get it. You don't have to, we don't sit around and wait around for somebody to buy us the latest in electronics, lures, etc. They're so specific and they're so expensive that most of the time, if we want it, we have to rely on ourselves to go and get it. That means for the husband that's a fisherman or for the wife that's a fisherman. We are the toughest people to buy a gift for. So what I want to do in this video is make an attempt to make gift buying for fishermen easy. There's a lot of little things that we never think to get until we're on the water. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got about 15 or 20 products here in front of me that I know without a shadow of a doubt, if you have a fisherman in your family, they will find them very, very useful for their fishing trips. So let's get started. And I also made a list right here. So if you see me looking at my list, it's because I can't remember everything. Give me a break. So let's start off with some of the most basic, easy gifts. Every single one of these products you can buy. Listen, I'm sponsoring my own video. You know, everybody on YouTube has a sponsored by. This video is sponsored by Yaka Tactical. You can look at the link in the description box. Well, this video on my channel is sponsored by me. All of these products that I'm about to review, you can go and buy at shopbelat.com. Go check the link in the subscription box so you can go. And listen, I'm even going to go a step further. If you wait to the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a discount code that you can use to get all of these products way cheaper than what they are on the website. So shopbelat.com, you'll be able to get everything that I'm talking about here. Product number one, face mask. This is from Bass Mooch. All right, why do you need a face mask? On these 20-degree mornings, listen, yesterday it was raining and 45 degrees. It was a little bit spicy out there. And one of the best ways for you to stay warm as an angler, especially if you're fishing out of a boat, or really only if you're fishing out of a boat, you'd be a little crazy if you're walking around. Hey, if you're walking around bank fishing looking like this, you're gonna be a little weird. If you're riding around in your kayak with a face mask, you might need help. But for my bass boat guys, a face mask is the #1 way for you to stay warm. This one's from Bass Mooch. It's breathable, so it doesn't fog up the lens. So if you're driving your boat, it's going to keep that cold wind and rain off of your face. These almost look like motocross goggles with a face mask. So when it's raining out, you got to have a face mask. When it's cold out, you got to have a face mask. Just protects you, keeps you warm. Anytime you can keep all that air, cold air out from around your neck and face and ears, you're going to be able to stay warmer. So check it out. This one's actually called a tournament face mask from Bass Mooch. It actually comes with an extra lens too, because mine just fell out of the box. Comes with the extra lens. I've got the tinted lens in this one. It's a tinted mirror lens, and there's a clear lens for those probably cloudy, rainy days. I'll put every single one of these products there so you can check the price on it. I don't remember how much it costs, but it's very affordable and worth the money. If you've ever been a coal in a bass boat, you know what I'm talking about there. You can never have, as an angler, you can never have enough toboggans. You know why? Toboggans, I'm from the country. We call these stocking caps. You can never have enough of these. This is from Bass Mooch. You can find it at Shop Belat as well. The reason being I say that, because what happens is you start off with your toboggan in the morning. You take it off once it gets warm in the middle of the day. You throw it in the bottom of the boat. You take off down the lake, and that sucker blows out of the boat. That sound familiar to anybody? So any angler, any fisherman, any outdoorsman, period, can appreciate a couple extra stocking caps, toboggans, to keep in their boat. 3 little trinkets. By far, I don't care who you are, bank fisherman, kayak, john boat, bass boat, center console, or if you fish off a yacht, you're gonna need these 3 tools right here. These are also from Bass Mooch. This is their tournament aluminum pliers. Now I use these tournament aluminum pliers. I keep these in the bay boat for when I go saltwater fishing. But listen, the other 2 pliers are even better. If you're the kind of guy that hates rust on your pliers, you got to get a pair of aluminum pliers. These are great. De-hooking fish. getting pliers out of, getting hooks out of your seats if you got kids like mine. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta have a pair of pliers in the boat, just period. That's just the way it is. And then they have, Bass Mooch also has these comfort pliers. This is more like your traditional steel pair of pliers that you can use for everything from tuning lures, split shot rings, all the things related. But they have a couple other tools in them. You can obviously cut line with them. You can use them to cut braids with as well. Probably one of my favorite products that Bass Mooch makes is this little pair of scissors right here. I don't even remember what they call them. I got them on the website. I'll make sure I put it somewhere in the description. I'll put the name of these pliers somewhere here on the video. But these little Bass Mooch scissors, what I like about them is they're actually ceramic blades. And so, you know, with fishing with 2 kids, sometimes 3 kids, pliers, scissors, somebody always decides to do something crazy with them when I take my kids fishing. Do y'all do that? They're like, oh, a pair of pliers, let me jump down on them real quick. I don't know why my kids do that. They just do the craziest things. But anyway, these, you can see the blades actually recess into the body of the scissors. And they're also like some type of composite or ceramic blades. So they'll never rust. I don't care if you fish in salt water, if you leave them in the bottom of your boat where there's a bunch of water, or if you put them in a box where it's all damp all the time, they're never gonna rust because they're actually ceramic. I don't know if they're ceramic, they're like plastic, okay? But look how good they cut. This is 15-pound test braided line, which in my opinion is one of the hardest. The smaller the braided line is, the harder it is to cut. Watch how easy it cuts it. Because what happens if you got a good pair of scissors, they cut good until they're rusted. And then when they're rusted, they don't cut good anymore. These scissors are never gonna rust. But 15-pound test braided line, look at that, cuts it really good. So check these out. There's not a fisherman that won't appreciate this. You would think some of us men want $3,000 gifts. You show up with this, I'm gonna think about you every time I go to cut my fishing line. And they have this little clip where you can clip them onto your pants or to your tackle bag or somewhere in your boat where you can kind of pull them out. The best, most useful gift that you could possibly ever get. Bass Mooch, shopblat.com. You'll be able to find all 3 of those pairs of pliers right there. How many of y'all use fishing gloves? For a while, I was using these a lot and I just kind of stopped. But these are sun gloves. I know it's winter time, but for those little brats, punks, whatever you want to call it, that live in Florida, y'all still diddling with sun. We ain't got no sun where I live. Sun gloves are always a good option. You can't go wrong. Just about every fisherman, even if they don't use them, they will probably use them if they have them. Most of the time, we just can't keep up with them as fishermen. The good thing about it is just a little less fatigue on your hands. When you're out there fishing, you go to grab a fish, they can't fin you as easily and they dry out real fast. So never hurts to have a pair of sun gloves. Now, moving on to actual fishing lures, fishing gear, things that you can actually buy for your fishermen that catch fish. So I wrote down a couple of things. I'm going to actually put the graphics up somewhere here on the screen on the video. Shopblat.com. I've got a couple of kits that I created just for Christmas. Now, if you've watched the previous few videos of me fishing, I've been doing a lot of fishing with forward-facing sonar, the active target. The lures that I've been using, I haven't talked much about them yet, but I made a kit of all the things that I'm using. Even the rod, the fishing line, the hooks, the jig heads, and the plastics. Okay, so I've got one kit. I don't know, we'll call this a deep water finesse kit. There's a new bait that Zman has created called a drop kickers. And I put all the colors that I've been using this winter: green pumpkin goby, twilight, the deal, electric shad. I put everything, the jig head, I put the fishing line, the braid, the fluorocarbon, the baits, and the jig heads all in a kit. I know one of the problems with buying baits and lures for a fisherman is, oh, you might get the wrong size. You might get the right plastic, but then you get the wrong size hook. Or you get the right size plastic, but then you go to buy a fishing line and you buy them the wrong size fishing line. Well, in these kits, I give you the jig heads, the plastics, the right colors, and the fishing line that they need to go and catch the fish that you saw me catching on this drop kickers, all in a kit on shopblat.com. Organization. Now, when it comes to organizing tackle, I'm not good at it. If I were to turn this camera around right now and you saw my tackle in my shop, you would unsubscribe. People unsubscribe every day anyway. But point being, I'm not an organized person. But these bait blocks from Z-Man, they help me out so much. But what I've learned to do is I've got one bait binders, and you can see I've got chatterbaits in here. I've got snacks in here. I got all kind of stuff. This has helped me out a lot because I can just carry my one little bag around from one boat to the next or to my truck, carry it around. They're not waterproof, but they're water resistant, what I actually like, because anything that's waterproof is really not waterproof, because if you're fishing, you're going to get water inside, and everything that's waterproof, usually once water's inside, you can't get it out because it's waterproof, which means the water just stays on the inside of it. So it's actually just water resistant. If it does get wet, you can set it out in the sun and it dries out in just a few hours. The bait blocks, highly recommend you guys getting that for your angler. There's not anybody that fishes that doesn't need a way to organize their tackle. So you figure out what you're gonna buy for little Liam. You figure out that you're gonna buy Gerald the face mask or a kit off the website, but if they've got the lures and they don't really know how to fish them, do you really get them anything? So I did do a Black Friday. I'm gonna do this a Christmas special too. I'm gonna do a subscription to Straight Up Fishing School. You guys know I have an app where I teach people how to fish, plain and simple. Teaching somebody how to fish is a gift that keeps on giving. So I'm also gonna do a subscription to Straight Up Fishing School. Now, for Christmas, I'm doing a very, very special deal where if you buy one level fishing rod off the website, you can buy any level fishing rod, and that comes with a 6-month subscription to Straight Up Fishing School. That's two things. You can get them a fishing rod and get them a subscription to Straight Up Fishing School. Here's a couple things that you definitely want to know about Straight Up Fishing School. I'm actually going to be sponsoring 2 anglers for the 2025 season. I'm going to be paying the entry fees to the Major League Fishing BFLs for 1 boater, 1 co-angler. Also going to get them some gear that they can use throughout the tournament season. Also going to get them a tournament jersey where they can wear that to each tournament. But the most important thing that I'm excited about is I'm going to work one-on-one with each one of these anglers that I'm going to be sponsoring for the 2025 season. What that's going to look like, every tournament that you have, we're going to break down that lake and come up with a strategy to help you get the results that you want to have when you go out there fishing. It's Christmas time and Shop BLAT is the gift that keeps on giving. I don't care if you're a girlfriend, a wife, a husband, a kid, a grandparent, a grandchild. You've probably heard somebody in your group of people talk about fishing electronics. I've got a couple units that I'm going to be selling this year. I have a Lowrance Hds 9 Pro. This is going to be just the head only with no transducer. I've got a Lowrance Hds 12 Pro. Did I just say 12 Pro or 9 Pro? One's a 9 and one's a 12. Now these are your higher end units right here. For you guys that are serious tournament fishermen, serious bass fishermen, the Hds 12 Pro is the unit that you're going to want to buy. Everything that you could possibly want to do with a set of electronics can be done with these Hds 12 Pros. You do have to buy the active target module separate, and I do have a Lowrance Active Target 2 module for sale at a price that you can't beat. You won't be able to get anywhere else. This unit works with either the Eagle Eye or it works with the Hds 12 Pros. So maybe your fisherman in your family, or you, if you want to buy yourself a gift, are just starting to dip your toes into the world of fishing and electronics, and you just want to kind of gauge the scene and see what it's all about. And you're looking for a forward-facing sonar unit, capable unit, but you don't want to spend $3,000, $4,000. This is the unit for you. This is the new Lowrance Eagle Eye unit, but it's at a lower price point. This is the Eagle Eye 9. I have 2 of these units that you guys can buy at a much cheaper price point, so you guys can get out there and find those fish offshore that you want to catch on your body of water. So if possibly you're looking to save a little bit of money on that gift for your angler and your family, I do have a garage sale on my website, shopblat.com, where I do have a few electronics and some fishing rods. I have trolling motors on there for sale. There's 2. I have a Lowrance Ghost in the box, $2,000. You ain't gonna be able to get it for that price anywhere else. $2,000 plus shipping, brand new in the box. I also have a Powerpole Charge, $650. You're not gonna be able to get that anywhere else in the country at that price. And there's a few other electronics that you guys can shop for Christmas. Go ahead and get those as quick as you can so you can get those items delivered before Christmas. Go check it out at shopblat.com. Now, one thing that I did promise you is that if you watch to the end of the video, I would give you a gift code that you could use on these products and save a lot of money. Even the garage sale items that I have, including all these electronics and everything here, if you use the code SUF20, you'll save 20%. This is only for Christmas for you guys here on YouTube, 20% on all the items on shopblat.com. There's one thing I know that fishermen are some of the hardest people to buy gifts for. I hope this guide will help steer you in the right direction of getting the perfect gift for the fisherman in your family. You can use the discount code SUF20, save 20% at shopblat.com. Check all these items out. I promise you there's nothing on this table that your angler will not appreciate.